Progressions. We've started a new program of interviewing some of the established leaders, professionals, and the subject experts in our industry for the benefit of students, wherein they can get a message from their life history, their life journey, about what steps they have taken, about their education, some of the good habits, some challenges which they have faced, and also get to know about their industry and their function. So, please welcome Mr. Sameer Kabri. He is the Associate Director, Business Enablement at Tata Communication Transformation Services Limited. Hi Sameer, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to be with you.
So Sameer, how's been your journey in telecom so far?
Excellent journey, Puneet. So what I will say that, in fact, I came into telecom by accident. Not by accident. In fact, after my management programs, at that point of time, telecom was something which was booming. It was, I can say, around year 96, 97, where these mobile operators were coming in India. And a lot of people were talking about telecom, new policies were coming in. So, yeah, definitely that was the most lucrative field. And why I said by accident, in fact, there was a summer training program happening in one of the telecom company at that point of time, once I was in my final year of management. And somehow I approached, there were 5-6 people out of us, and then somehow it worked out that it clicked for me, and I've been into that organization. That was SR Cellphone at that point of time, which was one of the operator in Delhi, and somehow it worked out well. They absorbed me as a permanent employee after my summer training, and that's how the journey of telecom started. So somehow that journey continued, and it's around 17 years now in telecom.
Past years. So is it very technology driven? And so for people who are willing to work into telecom, should they focus on data center as the business? Should they focus on coming into the sales and marketing function, or should they focus on in the engineering function? Because as rollouts are happening, new operators are growing their base in India as well as outside. What is the learning which you can share that for global telcos? What is their strength?
Look, let me put it this way. It depends upon a candidate, which line he want to be in. Telecom per se is very vast now. Right. It has many functions: sales and marketing, network, service assurance, implementation, delivery. Right. So it depends upon person in which field of telecom you want to be in. So you will see in telecom there are many domains. People would be doing engineering in telecom, wanted to go into core IP networking and all. People would be doing engineering plus MBA in sales and marketing, going into sales line, core IP networking, core data center, cloud. These days there are a lot of buzz going on to cloud. So first of all, you have to see in which domain you have an interest. Okay. If it's sales and marketing, you have to be master of all whatever is happening in telecom these days, right? So that you can speak about it. Mixed with your sales skills and whatever, how you can present things, that will add on to your portfolio. If you want to go into pure delivery, IP, setting a network operations center, no such skill set is required. You have to be pure techie, understand how things are going on, configure it and make it ready for end client.
Which are relevant in the sales and marketing functions.
So now coming to sales and marketing directly, because it remained my pure core domain since beginning. In sales, I personally feel that you have to be true with your customer. If you ask me what I have, how I got into sales throughout my life, so people remained associated, my customer remained associated with me many a times, not with a company, not with a company in which I work, but wherever I moved, I have taken my clientele along with me. So that is what is your earning in sales. That people can vouch on that if it's Sameer who is coming to me as a salesperson, he will sell something which is
of my requirement. Don't try to, he'll never try to oversell something which is of not of organization's use. Plus, in addition, he should be able to express. So it's not that you have to talk a lot, but you should express what is there in your mind in a proper way, understanding customers' requirement.
So Samir, you would be interviewing a lot of people for your team since you worked in India as well as outside. So if you get two candidates with the same qualifications, then how would you select one of them? What differentiator would you use for two candidates with a similar qualification?
Okay,
As a leader.
so let me split this question into two parts. So it depends upon for what role I am taking a person onto. So if it's a role which requires domain experience in the particular domain, then obviously I'll prefer that person. I will see his background, how stable he remained in his previous organizations. Though these days it won't matter a lot for some of the people, but for me, yes, I give a due weightage that if my requirement is say expertise in XYZ products, which is my current requirement of selling in the organization. So he should be having some experience so that he can ramp up fast. So that would be the first thing. Second, I would actually like to, so during my discussion I evaluate how eager he is in working with me, with the organization. Definitely references do matter. I would like to take some references from his previous organizations about his past. But prima facie of it, on a face-to-face discussion, I will evaluate a person based on his past experience, how eager he is sounding to do the job, what value adds he can give for the current role, and what is his thought process towards fulfilling that role. To be the one who is doing this portion better, obviously. So, look, and whatever you inherit from your family, from your friends, whatever you learn along with them, that matters a lot in your career progression.
Okay.
The circle which you are into. So I was having a circle who always try to do a lot of new things.
Okay.
And that continued. So we were a group of friends in multiple fields where we used to help each other and enhance the skill set of other person which was missing during whatever we find. तो जिसमें जो कमी है उसको थोड़ा बढ़ाने की कोशिश की. We used to point out, if you do this will be better for you in career.
Once you move out of the comfort zone of your family or your house and you move into a new country,
So
is it easy?
remaining into comfort zone is a disaster for anyone. That I would say. And there are situations which becomes odd for you once you are in your comfort zone. Many times you are forced and pushed to move out, and finally it becomes blessing in disguise, I can say. But remaining in your comfort zone or same thing for a long time is not good for your professional development enhancement.
Right.
Because a lot of things are. So I remained in India throughout for first 14-15 years. And for me, I worked in Delhi market, so Delhi market was the only market. So there was, and obviously handling certain global accounts from India and all, that added on to my knowledge. But unless you go outside and see how people are working outside and what is happening, because telecom market worldwide is very much different from how it is in India.
Okay.
Okay. Now, conceptually, selling remains same everywhere.
Right.
The skill set you require, the way you approach your customer, account planning, management, and all the basic theory of sales remains same. However, the way you approach and the response of customer may be vary here and there, but fundamental remains same. So, but definitely you should go out, whatever exposure you can take in multiple geographies, it add on to you as a person, add on to your knowledge as a person, and it has its own challenges. Now, as you have asked, staying away from a family, that is another challenge if you want to be with your family.
To
Lot of
refresh
telecom,
yourself.
lot of telecom magazines plus HBR is
Okay.
something that I read regularly. But I have a lot of articles. There's a lot of blogs these days. You can actually get to know experiences of a lot of people in industry or worldwide. So reading all these things is good enough.
What's the message? The same message, applies to the subscribing audience who's a college student or who's a school student studying in class 10th, 11th and 12th. What's one message from you to them?
So I would say, Puneet, always have a vision.
Okay.
It's difficult to have it, frankly speaking, at that age. But always visualize yourself to be a person who is doing the best in his career.
Okay.
It could be any career. If it's sales, if it's technical, then think about it that you have reached at a peak, and then take steps
To reach that.
to reach that. That's what I have done. So I'm in a midway, I can say.
Thank you,
That's
Samir. Thanks for your time. Thanks, Samir, for your time. I hope to meet you next time you are back in India, and we wish you all the very best for your career.
Thank you, Puneet, and it's always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.